Okay, let's call this meeting to order. It is 1 minute till 10 o'clock, Tuesday, April 9th, 2013. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I want to begin the meeting by apologizing. I have to leave at 10:15. I have a medical appointment in Upper Sandusky at 11 o'clock, and I wish I could avoid it, but I can't. I had some tests come back last week that weren't real good, so the doctor says Tuesday you're going to see a specialist, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to try and get through the regular meeting here first, and I know a lot of you have comments, and people are coming later with comments regarding the license plate fee. I will watch the tape, and I'll hear all of your comments, so feel free to talk as if I'm there. The roll call, please.
Commissioner Wagner?
I'm here.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner
Here.
Okay, let's sign the journal and approve the minutes. Is there a motion to approve minutes?
I make a motion we approve the minutes as outlined.
Second.
All right, any discussion on the minutes? Okay, vote on that, please.
Commissioner Zeller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Yes. Any old business?
Old business, I got the gentleman for the pipeline coming in next Tuesday.
Okay.
To go over that discussion with soil and water, having him work with them, so
Great.
just want to let you know I scheduled him in for next Tuesday.
Thank you.
One other comment, I was at Venice Township last night. I think we need to at least notify the townships that the pipeline's gonna go across, so that if they wanna notify the residents that it's affected, it puts the onus on them, but at least we're notifying the townships that this is, if they're getting questions, because it come up last night, who do they talk with, and they had some questions that I couldn't answer. So, but they could at least put them in contact with the townships of who do they need to talk with Seneca, so that if the individual, because like when's it gonna start, what's the right of way, what's, how much distance they need and so forth and so on. Those are all legitimate questions that I can't answer, and it's gotta be the Seneca pipeline people that answer that question, so. That's all I suggest, get it to them and.
Perhaps we could invite them next week,
Okay.
the townships, if they wish to attend. It'd be the north and south townships it's from, I think, it goes north and south.
Well, I don't know,
I didn't bring the map in here with me, but
Yeah,
it's,
The map we got was only kind of the Tiffin area, it wasn't really the
well,
whole.
that's true, it didn't show the whole thing, it was only where we were.
Because they don't release those maps to,
well, if we,
To the public.
but Mark knows where it's at, Mark Zimmerman, so he could
Kenny knows
certainly
where it's at.
identify the townships.
What townships is it?
Well,
Pleasant?
it comes north and south, and then it goes east and west.
Okay.
It comes down through Clinton Township, then it goes in an easterly direction, and I think it goes right across Clinton and
Okay.
just goes on. I think they're gonna redo the whole thing, just relocate just that small point.
Yeah, just relocate around town here.
Yeah.
So
That's the
they'll
whole
be-
issue, there's a lot of questions people don't understand. At least we notify the township it's gonna affect and give them contact, and that's a good idea. Commissioner Wagner, if they wanna be at the meeting next week with the representative, they can, we've got nothing to do with it other than giving them permission to come across county property. Everything else has got to do with the landowners and so forth, and
Okay, other old business from anybody? All right, new business.
New business, let's see, I did get a letter of resignation from our EMS director, so I have a resolution accepting the resignation of Donald Kelbley as Seneca County EMS director effective April 8th. So as of yesterday, he has resigned.
Okay, let's go ahead and have the motion on that separately. Anybody like to make that
I
motion?
make a motion that we accept the resignation from Donald Kelbley.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? I guess on behalf of the board, we'd like to thank Mr. Kelbley for his service to the county and his dedication to the work that he's done. Anyone else? Okay, vote please. Oh, I'm sorry, do you have something?
No.
I thought you
No.
started to say something.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Whitmore?
Yes. Anything else?
If you want to move forward with the other one?
Yes, please.
Since we had the resignation come in, I talked to Ken Majors, and he has agreed to start out as a part-time temporary EMS director for Seneca County EMS effective today, and full-time permanent EMS effective May 6th.
Okay. And the reason he's part-time is because he has to give notice at his place of employment. So after 4 weeks, then he will be a full-time EMS director.
And he'll go on a prorated salary from now until the full-time, until he accepts, till he starts the full-time
Yeah,
position.
it'll be hourly, since he's a part-time temporary. Till then, it'll be based on the rate.
Is there a motion to accept that?
I would move that we accept resolution hiring Ken Majors as our EMS director.
Okay. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion on that? We thank you for coming back, Ken. You've been an asset to our county in the past. You'll be an asset in the future, and we look forward to having you on board. You already know the system, you know the players, and you hit the ground running.
As I was talking with Mr. Majors this morning, that one of the challenges ahead of him are the current EMS system. Well, it's been in operation for, a number of years. It needs to have some revamping. They're having some difficulties on staffing it at sufficient levels, and there's some challenges ahead for you and the coordinators that I would suggest to take that as, these, other than fitting back in the job, is to start looking at ways that how you can improve on that system and live within the budget, and come back with recommendations to this board, how we can continue to maintain quality system that we've had in Seneca County.
In the short term, I'm Ken Majors, for those that don't know who I am, and I appreciate the board's appointment. I heard the call, and I'll do what I can to fulfill the need. In the short-term goal for what I have right now is to meet with the coordinators and kind of put together, assess the needs, and obviously the goal of the board would be to have the operation fit the budget, and the budget fit the operation. We need some work in that area. The first thing I'm doing when I leave here is I'm going to meet with the billing department that handles the EMS billing, and we're going to try and get a handle, at least understand what it is, where we're falling short, to maximize the amount of revenue that we can bring in, and then it's up to us as administrators and planners to do the most good with what we have, and then figure out what we can do in the long term.
Great.
But I appreciate you guys bringing me back and letting me answer the call again. We'll work together. We'll see this thing through.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, did we vote on that yet? We did not vote. Okay, let's have a roll call vote on that.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Whitmore?
Yes. Okay, anything else?
Actually, I do have one bill voucher, number 44.
All right. And that's all, okay.
That's all I had today.
I guess we'll have a motion on that.
I'll move to accept the bill voucher number 44.
All right, is there a second?
Yeah, what is bill voucher 44?
Well-
It's normal bill vouchers that covers, just list everything that's been paid.
Yep,
We
it's
always
your
have those
authorization
bills
for the
come-
auditor's
You're signing the
office.
check for.
When I sign the check, I want to know what. My wife has me do that all the time.
And I think it really doesn't matter because I already paid it.
Okay, then I'll second it then.
Just like how, oh, no, just kidding.
That's stuff that's already been approved in the budget.
Yeah.
Purchase orders have been put in place, but this is the actual payment, and we just sign on the bill vouchers.
I don't see any shoes on here, so it must be okay. I will second that.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Whitmore?
Yes. Okay, any other business for the regular session?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to take off. I see the folks from Palmer Energy are here. You can discuss that if you wish, and turn it over to our Vice President.
Are we, I mean, they're on the agenda till 10:30. I hate to hold everyone up. Is there some legal thing we have to wait till 10:30?
Well, initially, I had scheduled with Earl for 11, and then I actually forgot to put him on the calendar. So I'd asked him to come in earlier today, and we just put him in at 10:30. So, because it wasn't on the agenda, we sent out to the press, unfortunately.
So
So we
legally, we can't.
No, we can.
No, we can start.
Yeah.
We
it's-
can start
It's
now.
old business.
Okay, I
Yeah,
just
it's
hate to
not.
hold everybody up here, twiddling their thumbs for the next 15 minutes.
No,
Nope, that's fine.
come on up, Earl.
No thumb twiddling.
No time for that.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you this morning?
Great.
Fine.
Russ Ely is with me from the office and myself. My purpose for coming today is to bring back to you the bids that we went through. I did a fairly extensive review of the bids in regards to a number of issues. I basically do about a five-section check, both just not just pricing. I look at things as far as engineering support, what kinds of special experiences or things that are available through the vendor to the county, any kinds of.
If I could just interrupt for a minute, for everyone else in the audience, that the commissioners, the previous commissioners have looked at energy consumption within all the facilities within Seneca County, and we've have invited Palmer, which is a consulting group, to come in and assess our total energy needs and come up with a bid package of centralizing all of the energy consumption in all the buildings for, I guess, basically
Well, you
can't put it, HVAC.
Yeah, you have a replacement required for the CSP building. And then there's also, you currently have a control system at the jail. We've expanded to all the buildings, the 9 buildings in the system. So basically, it provides you with the ability to be able to control those buildings from what site you choose, or can be done versus over the internet, or however you choose to go do that. And we include training your people to be able to satisfy the needs of the system. And that's training that's done off-site at a different vendor who does the training for them.
Okay, so basically, Palmer is the group that has put a bid package together. They're not gonna install the units, they're not gonna do any of that, but then we've let it out so that everyone is bidding on the same process. And because we're in the areas that certainly, you know, myself as a commissioner, and I would think that Commissioner Stacy would agree that we're not experts on HVA systems, so that's what Palmer is. They're the experts in that, and we've let it out for bids. They've opened the bids, and now this is bid awarding day.
Yeah, so we've looked at the bids, and there were 2 bids, both good firms. One was Air Force One, and the other was, let me not shoot us up, Warner Mechanical. The low bid was Warner Mechanical, and after reviewing all the items that were there, our recommendation to go with Warner Mechanical. They will put in the system, change out the HVAC, do all the installation work that you need to be able to put the system forward, so it'll operate the way it's supposed to.
And that bid was $530,000.
Actually, the actual bid from them was $529,600, and they were the low bidder by about $80,000.
Yeah. But I recall the conversation that we've had, you mentioned, your estimate was 480 some, I believe, but you mentioned there were some contingencies they had in there that maybe you could elaborate on that a little bit.
In the original bid, it was 480. We modified that engineered number to 525, and the reason we did that is because there were some components that formerly were going to be purchased on the state term that could not be purchased on the state term, so we had to add those costs back into the engineering number. So it came out as 525. Their number is 529,600.
No contingencies?
No, there is contingency.
Okay,
There is a contingency in here of $35,000 on the electrical side. They've also included a $10,000 roof repair contingency and a $20,000 steel work contingency, for a total of $65,000 in contingency in the bid.
That's part of that 530?
It's part of the 529,600,
Okay.
correct. And legitimately, when you put the HVAC unit on the roof, there will be some change to the support structure to handle the building, the unit itself. There will be, because of that, there will be some roof repair. I don't know that they're going to need all that money, but they will need some portion of it.
How do we monitor that?
Basically, we'll have, there's an engineering firm coming in to lay out the steel and then put it in place. Then they'll have it installed by a group to install steel. We will come up and we'll look at it. I'll have a roofing group look at it to make sure the roofing's done appropriately. And we'll be down here when that's going in place.
Yeah, but the cost, I mean, basically, we're saying, here's $65,000 that you've got included in the bid, but we're only gonna pay it if you do it.
Okay, they're going to provide back to me the actual cost to do the work
Okay.
on those two items. The electrical bid portion is a little, each of these you put in because you don't know all the things that you need to know once you get into things. And legitimately, we will look for billings back against those dollars and provide you, and whatever's not spent is returned back to the county. They're not gonna keep the money.
So it has to be documentation. They
Excellent.
just can't
That's
carte blanche
right.
say,
Right.
boom,
That's correct.
it's gotta be,
That's correct.
okay.
That will be what they'll do. They'll submit it to us and we'll review it and make sure it's appropriately spent. So that's our recommendation with regards to the system.
Okay. And at this point, then the next step is we'll actually, perhaps, do we approve anything else to award that contract? Well, the resolution.
Yeah, we can do a resolution, we can either do it today, or I can have it prepared for Tuesday, just accepting the bid of Warner Mechanical.
Does the time frame rule make a difference? I mean, would it make a difference if we could do that today versus waiting a week?
Well,
We're not scheduled the meeting until next
If you do it
Tuesday.
today, then the prosecutor can begin working on getting the contract to begin the work that needs to be done. So if you delay it next week, they just delay another week for him to do that. We're open to whichever way you want to go. One way is you will be putting the stuff in sooner. And that's,
Right.
cost-wise, it might be better in the long haul.
Yeah.
Legally, can we do it today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can, then let's
Yes.
do it. From what I understand, and there's somewhat advantageous from a costing standpoint, if we can get this started before school's let out, because that's when all these HVAC people are busy on school projects. So if we could start ours sooner, there's some,
We have asked the contractors, both, if, given their workload in this summer, where does this project sit? And they will put a commitment to do this project and not be impacting you because of the school setup. I'm back and ask that question, say, we're getting later into the summer, and they said, no, we can do this job, and we won't impact you, it won't impact our work at schools, or those things will not impact getting this done. So I think we secured that for you.
I'm in favor that we,
Okay.
So we just
Do I
do
make a motion?
Resolution accepting the bid of Warner
Yeah.
Mechanical.
yeah.
What you said, he agrees to. Therefore, I'll second that. I'll second his motion to award the contract, the bid to Warner Mechanical. And I guess. no
Just a
further
little discussion, and Earl, you know that I've done some investigating with this process. I was somewhat concerned, there was House Bill 300 that if we followed the letter of the law of House Bill 300, there was guaranteed, how this process is going to be paid for, this $530,000, is through projected savings, energy savings to the county, that's going to, we'll take that money to fund this savings. There was a process called House Bill 300 that if we followed that to the letter of the law, that means that the agency would have to guarantee that we would have those savings. But I finally come on board with it, is that House Bill 300 has got a whole bunch of rules and regulations that we would have to follow for, let's call it, the big cities, and add extra cost into the process to give us that guarantee. So we elected not to follow, shall I say, the previous commissioners elected not to follow House Bill 300. And so there is no guarantees that we're gonna have those cost savings, but in consulting with CCAO, County Commissioners Association, that they mentioned Palmer is very credible. They've done some of these similar systems, and with that in mind, we felt that it was a good bet to not follow 300, not have the guarantees, but that it's strong belief that we'll see the savings out of there, which will be able to pay for the system.
We agree with that.
Yeah, I thought that was unnecessary, because that was a big stumbling block for me, because there was some dissension with the current provider for the jail, which we have the system in the jail, was some concerns over that they brought up, and I had to clarify that in my mind before I could accept it, and it has been clarified in my mind, and I feel very comfortable with it now, so.
Good.
But I had concerns.
No, well, and you should voice those, and our responsibility should be to answer to those. In regards to equipment, we're putting in a number of different firms. We have Johnson Equipment, McQuay Equipment, and Honeywell Equipment going in this project, so it's a fairly open process for that. I think it's a good opportunity for that.
And another advantage is the current system they have in the jail, the county pays $30,000 a year to maintain that system. We have to use, it's a proprietary system and you have to use them to maintain it. With the new system, from what I understand, we're gonna be taught to be able to maintain that ourselves. Now, we still need to have some help.
You're still gonna do your maintenance work, it's still required. As far as the systems are concerned, you'll be able to do the things that you need to do to control the systems.
So hopefully we'll have some savings with that there. So, a lot of thought went in this, and my hat's off to the previous commissioners for starting the process.
All right, thank you for the information. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes,
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a
Thank
pleasant
you
day.
both for being here
Sorry to
today
make your
and
life so
for all the
difficult.
work
That's
through
no
the
problem.
process.
Glad to do it. Glad to do it.
Thank you.
I'll touch base with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. We can't do the bid opening, we can't, or
Nope, not till 10:30.
not till 10:30.
Jeff asked me to remind you guys about the Opportunity Center at 1 o'clock
Oh, that's right. Okay.
today, so he
So
whispered in.
meet and greet, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Quiet group today.
Well, we have to wait on the bid opening, I don't know. I know in the communications that went out, they shared that they would hold, as listed on the agenda, to do the license fee discussion at 11. So I think it might be most beneficial in case there are others coming after they heard that we kind of hold a bit on that as well. I don't know if anybody else got any other questions or anything you have for us. Like I said, if you need to depart and you're not concerned about hearing what others have to say other than what they could watch with the index, or, you know, with the tape of the meeting, we certainly wouldn't hold you up and make you, I can't tap dance or anything else, so we're here until we can do the bid opening at 10:30 and move on with that. Does anybody scheduled need this opportunity for the citizens' comments? If not, we will.
We can adjourn and
We
then.
can have a recess.
Then come back in, we have to come back, for the bid opening. The discussions on the license fee thing, I think it would be helpful, and I hate to inconvenience everybody that we wait till 11 o'clock, that way when everyone's here. And as I said, Commissioner Wagner was very upright in it, is that he said that he would listen to the tapes intently. So it's unfortunate he can't be here because he was one of the opponents of the process, but he will listen to the tapes and hopefully be willing to have a little different thought process on it after hearing public comments.
Right, and there was no vote or anything taken. I heard people reference that, and there was no vote. It was an idea presented last Tuesday from Commissioner Zoller, and got our reaction to that. And like I said, I'm going through the research and process of getting details and things that I need to know. And I'm sure some of you have some information for us and/or have questions as well.
So maybe it's best that we just recess.
Recess.
I'm sorry.
Just a question. How long do you think the 11 o'clock meeting on the car plate tax is going to be?
I would say it's gonna, we've discussed it, we'll allow each person to respond for about 3 minutes. So it doesn't go on and on and on. I would think realistically, 15, 20 minutes is what it will last.
Yeah.
If you would care, you wanna make public comments now so you don't have to stay around, and that's at your discretion. If not, we'll recess.
Yeah.
We'll have to reconvene back at 10:30, but if you have public comments you would like to make now, so you don't have to wait around, I mean, that's at your discretion.
I think I'd rather wait, hear what the comments are initially from you
Okay.
fellows, then
Yeah.
Then perhaps we should recess.
All right, we'll recess. We don't need a motion for that. No. There's a water cooler in the back.